firing of a veteran Austin journalist and general manager of public radio station KUT has sparked reaction from Austin to Washington. And now it is raising questions about the future of the beloved community institution.
University of Texas officials fired Debbie Hiott over what they claim was insufficient planning for a May community festival. The firing, however, comes as concerns grow that the university is trying to stifle political speech.
Senior reporter Tony Plahetsky joining us now with more. And Tony, we do want to note here that you and Hiott worked closely together at the Austin American-Statesman, where she was a top editor there. So we want to set that straight here. But tell us a little bit about what the issues are here.
So before the KUT festival was held the first weekend in May, there were concerns levied by the university that they said were about security. The challenge is that Debbie Hiott went public and she said that she had been addressing all of their security concerns. And so her public statements then gave rise to the idea, the concern among many in the community, that this was about stifling political speech, that university officials were using concerns about security or purported concerns about security as a pretext to try to remove the festival from campus, which is ultimately what happened. The bulk of it was moved to a private facility in East Austin, but the show did go on. I do want to say that the keynote for that event was U.S. Senator Cory Booker.
Well, Tony, I know that this came out of the blue for Hiott and for a lot of people over at KUT, and I know there's been a lot of reaction.
The reaction has come from both journalism advocates, government transparency advocates, as well as Democrat lawmakers. We heard, for example, today from U.S. Representative Greg Casar, who denounced her termination. He called for full accounting for what has happened. We also, earlier today, I had an opportunity to speak to Texas State Senator Sarah Eckhart, who said she is also deeply concerned about this matter. And in addition to that, the Freedom of Information Foundation of Texas, for which Debbie Hiott is a board member, I also sit on the board of that organization. They too are calling for government transparency and transparency from the University of Texas. They also praised Debbie Hiott, her long history of journalism, they said, with integrity in Austin. And again, they said that much more light should be given to this issue.
Let's zoom out on here a little bit here. This actually highlights that fraught relationship that seems to be between KUT and the university itself.
And this is happening across the country. Of course, the backdrop of all of this, of course, is that college campuses across the country are receiving increased pressure to rid their campuses of what many Republicans and many conservatives deem as liberal bias. So that is in this conversation as well. We also know that many conservatives in recent months have taken a strong stance against public media, denouncing it as too liberal. And so that is the backdrop of all of this. But keep in mind, KUT has been on the University of Texas campus for decades. The relationship has been in place, but now many people in the community, including Hiott herself, are saying that perhaps it is time to remove KUT from the University of Texas campus, move it somewhere else in the community, and make it a 100% community, publicly funded radio station.
So a slim chance of salvaging this relationship.
I think that's an open question at this point.
All right, senior reporter Tony Plahetsky, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.